He tweeted, couple ideas. Who's going to be the Bridgewater for this year's Saints? Taysom is going to be the jack-of-all-trades guy again. Why not Jameis? Also, Jacksonville really comfortable with only Minshew? Why not bring in a veteran like Cam Newton? So, I like those. Booger, I'm going to start with you. Why do you like, because the Saints are obviously the playoff team in this, a Super Bowl contending team. Why do you like the idea of Jameis going there?
Well, Greeny, number one, I think Jameis still has a lot of talent. And if you look at the way the Saints run their offense, if Taysom Hill is still going to be that kind of wildcat guy, he can play quarterback, he can play tight end, he plays special teams, you really don't want your backup quarterback doing that. So who's going to be the true backup? Very similar to how Teddy Bridgewater was last year, because when Brees got hurt, Bridgewater came in and started, not Taysom Hill. So they need a true backup down in New Orleans, and I would love to see Sean Payton get his hands on Jameis Winston. Winston has a ton of talent. You don't throw for over 5,000 yards in the National Football League without talent. He just needs someone to coach him up and help him with the turnovers. Why not Sean Payton, who's regarded as one of the greatest offensive minds in the National Football League? So I would love that fit for a number of reasons, primarily because I want to see what Sean Payton can do with Jameis Winston, and he would help them fill the Teddy Bridgewater role from last year.
Honestly, I love it. I don't know if that's where Jameis's head is right now or not, but I would love it. Bobby, what do you think?
Well, the problem is I think he's got to go somewhere and he's got to be able to accept a backup role, and it can't be with a traditional coach who comes from, the Bill Parcells and Belichick tree of wanting to hold on to the football and not turn it over. If you look at Jameis last year, 6 interceptions on opening drives, absolutely terrible, 7 pick sixes, and Tampa had a good defense, but they were on the field more than anyone else. They had more drives than any other defense that you're going to see. They had a great defensive efficiency, but the problem was they were exposed so much on short field. So if you look at this, he's got to go someplace to accept a backup role. You kick around Jacksonville. I don't think they're probably trying to win. I've heard people throw out Pittsburgh. That would make some sense to me, but he's got to have his head in the right space to be able to accept a backup role, because we've never seen him do it before.
Then let's turn our attention to Cam Newton, who also he became a free agent much later in the game than others did, just being released the other day. And there are some people out there who are kind of lobbying to try and bring in Cam. I can show you Leonard Fournette posted a picture of himself with Cam Newton trying to recruit Cam maybe to come to Jacksonville there. And then we also have one from Chargers quarterback Tyrod Taylor posting a picture of himself working out with Newton. So, Bobby, I'll start with you here. What makes sense for you as a good fit, a good landing spot for Cam Newton right now?
If you look at Cam Newton, his 2018 season, the first 8 games, it was really good. He threw about 19 touchdowns, 4 or 5 interceptions. That's very efficient football. That is winning football. And if you look at the LA Chargers, the team that they have assembled, they're ready to win now. They have a number of big-time guys coming up on contracts in the next 2 years. So they're going to be trying to move away to make sure that they can win in this window. And even if you draft a young quarterback, I still think Cam gives them the best option to do that. And their head coach, Anthony Lynn, likes a running quarterback, a guy that can move around. And while Cam may not be the athlete he was 5 or 6 years ago, he's still a threat with his feet when healthy.
All right, Booger, you brought up the Jaguars. Why does that make sense for you for Cam?
Well, because I don't think anybody in Jacksonville is really hell-bent on going into the season with Gardner Minshew as the only guy. I get it. He's a character, the George, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're actually trying to be competitive, you need someone there, I think, at least at the very minimum, to push Gardner Minshew. And if you're Cam Newton, you got to feel good about your chances if you're healthy and the foot is right. If you can't beat out Gardner Minshew, then you're probably not going to start for a lot of teams in the National Football League. So I think Cam needs to play. Unlike Jameis, who I think needs to sit back and learn, I think Cam is at a point in his career he needs to go and be on the field. And the Chargers have kind of said they're going with Tyrod Taylor and probably going to draft a quarterback. So if that door is closed, then why not Jacksonville? He can go and compete and be ready to play if they need it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.